Hi, I'm Ambry, and this is Ambry's Corner, and welcome back to my channel. If you're a new viewer, watcher, subscriber, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, watcher, subscriber, welcome back. Hi guys. Plans to do this video along with another video, but that'll happen maybe in the near future. I don't know when it'll happen, but it happened. So but I really felt like it was very important to touch on this subject, especially for beginners out there. And by the title of this video, it is about credit. Yep, credit is very important. It's very necessary for adults. I always like to say live within your means, and I mean that it's because at some point in your life, when you want to do like certain things, like per se buy a car, buy a home, credit is gonna play a very detrimental part in your life. The way it was told me, having good credit is like having money in your pockets. So as long as you're always, prepared to pay bills, stay on top of responsibilities, you'll always be good. You'll always have some money, even if you have no money, because credit is basically like money. Credit is a trust which allows one party to provide money or resources to another party within the second party does not reimburse the first party immediately, but promises either to repay or return those resources at a later date. And so I started with the definition because I feel like a lot of people will get on here and talk about credit, but they don't actually describe what credit is and what it means. So I started working on my credit about, I want to say maybe 2-3 years ago at this point. And it started with something as small as some mattresses. So I needed new mattresses for my time, and I still have a job. I had a job at the time, and I had a little bit of savings. And so I decided to go the route, and even before deciding to get those mattresses, I was looking at ways to start my credit, to at least get it started, to get it going, because I had plans in the future to do something that was going to be beneficial to me. So I was looking into working on it then. And then, my mom just happened to catch a break up. You need mattresses, and that's a good way to start your credit. So we went to a local furniture store in my town, in my area. And I talked to them. I was saying, I want to start building my credit. So is there any way that this could help with my credit? And so they ran my credit, and they got me approved for, even though I didn't have any credit to run. This started, so they got me started with these mattresses, and this was the beginning of me credit building. So I pay off the mattresses monthly. How I pay. I don't pay monthly. I paid it. I kind of paid weekly, but although I was only supposed to pay monthly, I kind of paid weekly. So like every 2 weeks, I tried to put something on the mattress, and I paid off. So I would say it took me about a year, almost a year, to pay off these mattresses. And so then, after I had paid off the mattresses, it did help my credit a considerable bit, a good bit, but it just wasn't enough. So about this time, I probably got my credit score to about maybe like a 620, 630 at that point. And so then, I needed another way to, get my credit going. And so, about earlier this year, maybe it was early this year, at my job, a lot of my coworkers had been talking about their credit cards, and I had heard them talk about it time and time again. They got credit cards, and that has always been a bad stigma around credit cards. And yes, credit cards are bad if you don't know how to use. Credit card is basically borrowed money. You know what I mean? So say you get a card and you got your limit. My limit is $300 right now. Your limit is about $300. You need to be spending at least $100 of that. So now, if you know that you can't pay back $100, you need to stay within the $50 range, which is what I stay in, the $50 range. I try to spend at least $50 a month on my credit card. Sometimes I exceed that 50, depending, but I try to stay within the $50 range. And so that can be helpful or hurtful. It depends on you. A credit card, they have always anytime I've asked about one, people have always had, you know, things to say about them. And I guess those are people with experience with credit card and credit card debt, because I have heard people getting up into the thousands and over the thousands with credit card like debt. Me, I used to think that the interest rate was involved when you pay on the credit card. So like say I go to Walmart and I spend about $20 on my credit card. I always thought that the interest would tack on to the $20 I spent, but no, that only applies if you don't pay the credit card. And so even going into like considering getting a credit card, you know, I was thinking now, like, so that means they're gonna take the interest on this. My friend like, no, what are you thinking? They don't take the interest on when you spend the money on the credit card. They only take the interest on when you don't pay it. So like say you go past the way she said, you got 2 payment dates. So they have a certain date where they expect you to pay a certain amount on the card by that date. And that's the actual date for the full amount that's due. So after you hit that date and you don't pay nothing, then that's when the interest is added onto the card. So a while back I remember a family member telling me, you know, maybe you should look into credit cards if you want a credit build, if you want to build your credit. They have some really good credit building credit cards that's some of the good. And so I ended up getting the app. Maybe like right after I got through paying for those mattresses, I ended up getting the Credit Karma app. And you know, in Credit Karma they suggest credit cards you can use, credit cards that you can apply for that could help. They give you, so they gave me 2. I think one of them was Discover and the other one was Capital One. And so I had the application pulled up for a while, and I had been talking about people. I've been talking to a couple people. My mom wanted me to go to like a jewelry place, like a jewelry store, and maybe start like a line of credit there, and get a credit card, and that'd be like a credit card I have, you know, to use, and I could use it towards something that I like some jewelry. And although that is ideal, you know, I'd rather not use it for. I rather use a credit card I can use for anything, anywhere. My credit card I can go into a jewelry store and use it there. I can go to Walmart and use my credit card. I can go to TJ Maxx and use my credit card. I can go to Target and use my credit card. I can go to the mall and use my credit. I can go anywhere and use my credit card. I felt that if I would have went and got a credit card with this particular store, I would have only been able to use it at that particular. And so that's why it wasn't ideal for me to use it. So get those credit cards. So when I was talking to my friend, it was one credit card that kept popping up that they said they had, Capital One. And so of course I did my own research. I just didn't go off of their words. I did my own research with the credit card. And so after thinking about it for about 2 or 3 days, I said, you know what, I'll get the credit card. I'll apply for the credit card, and then if I use it, I use it. If I don't, I don't. So I got the credit card. I would say I had the credit card for maybe about 3 months total. And when I tell you my credit shot up, I mean it shot up. It shot up. That helped my credit tremendously. Y'all, my credit is almost a 700. Now the only thing with a credit card is that, at least with mine, and I really didn't do enough research, I feel like, because I probably should have looked into maybe another credit card company, because I'm guessing this is like a rule of thumb with either credit card, with any credit card company. But if you don't spend like a certain amount of money on that card, you really don't. They will deduct points from your credit. So about maybe like 3 weeks ago, a week ago, I noticed that my credit had decreased. Now I thought maybe it was because of something I had my credit ran for, and we'll talk about that in the very near future. I thought it was for something I had my credit ran for, and it didn't work out right. And I had that thing, so it was pointless. I thought maybe they went ahead and ran my credit anyway. It didn't pan out right, and I needed to wait, and I'm glad I waited, because now I'm in a position now where maybe next year sometime I'll be able to do this. But I I thought maybe that's what it was, and then a few days later I went in, and you know you can go in on the Credit Karma app or even the Experian app, whatever app you prefer to use. I use Credit Karma, but I was told that Experian is more accurate. It's a more accurate description of your credit score. So I said, why did these points go down? And so I checked Experian, and I went into like see what changed. That's what I went to. And so it said, like, basically I wasn't spending enough of the money that I was receiving on said credit card. So it deducted like 5 points for my credit score. So I had like a 699, 688. My 699 went down to a 695. Now it's a 694. And my other score went down to a 687, I think it was. So it went down like 2 points. So then, you know, I said, okay, well, I'll try to use more. The next month, I think I spent maybe $100, just about $100 in all. And it went down again. And this time, it said that my credit score, the reason my score went down was because I had used more money. But just the month before, it said I didn't use enough money. So you see how tricky credit can be. So I suggest if you're trying to get your credit started, credit cards are a great way, but do your research when it comes to credit cards. I'm not in no debt. Let's get that. I pay my bills like I'm supposed to. But I would say that it would help to do your research. Third companies say that they're you know, credit beginner friendly, and they're really not. So she said it's best to do your research on some. And I say have some stuff already, just that, consider that fallback money, you know what I mean? So say like you have a steady check coming in, you know what I mean, you able to put back monthly, you able to save, and you have a little bit of a stash, you have a little bit of money stashed away. That's good. That's all you need. Go and start you a line of credit somewhere. Go and I say be working, because it doesn't really benefit you to do that, and you don't have a steady income coming in. Have some money. I say have a little stashed away, and that's fallback money. Fallback money for whatever might arise, emergencies. Maybe your check. Maybe you don't have enough in your check this week to go towards bills and to put back. You know what I mean? So you don't necessarily have to put back. You got money. Put a little on your business. And my biggest suggestion for you, if you have a credit card and you use it frequently, I would spend it on the most necessity things if you have to. Just spend it on it. Don't use it on anything, you know, personal, like clothes and stuff like that, because that's what I spend my credit card on. Probably not the most helpful thing to spend it on. So I would suggest only using it on important things. Don't do what I do. Even though it's helped me, don't do what I do. I might wait a couple days and I'll start paying back the money. My friend said, she said, you're not really building your credit that way, because you're just borrowing money and then paying it right back. And you can consider how you want. I just feel better knowing that I put something to it. So what I did was, I start out with like a low number. I'll start out with $5. I put $5 towards that credit card weekly. $5. And then towards the end, it was maybe $6, maybe $10 I put towards that credit card weekly. So for about 2 weeks, I put $5. The next week, I put $10. The next week, I put, you know, however much is left. So maybe you one of those people that, you know, you like clothes, and maybe this would be like more of a personal credit card. Have a set amount you want to spend monthly on that credit card. When I first got the credit card, I was only planning to spend about $20 a month on that credit card. I wasn't planning to go over. But the credit card proved to be useful for a lot of reasons. You know what I mean? I have a birthday coming up, and you know, I had money, but it wasn't money I was willing to part with right then and there just for my outfits or whatever. The haul I did recently, most of that was purchased with my credit card. So see, you know, it pays to have it if you know how to use it. Be responsible with it. And like I said, you need to have steady income flowing in if you're going to have a credit. Now these tips may not be for everybody. There might be somebody on YouTube that has better tips than I got, but these are the tips I felt like work for me. Maybe they're not working for me now, or maybe they won't always work for me, but these are the tips that work for me, and these are for credit beginners. So if you a beginner and you're trying to build your credit, this is the perfect video for you. This is the video that could help you, you know, really work towards building your credit. I hope you liked. I hope you like, comment, subscribe, tell me what you want to hear. Now with my favorite best mate. We'll see you next one. Bye.